Well, Cuphead.
Cuphead. You may have heard of it since it's been out for about 2 months, but notably because of its rise to indie stardom through its inspired take on games of old and an animation style even older. But before I dive into the game itself, I wanted to explore some of the 1930s cartoons that Cuphead takes influence. Starting out, there's some old Walt Disney weirdness. If you frequent a meme or two, you may recognize this one.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine.
Of course, there's classic Mickey Mouse doing some Mickey stuff here. There's more like it, saving Minnie from this rape bait. Not exactly the G-rated rat I'm used to. Then there's Disney's main competitor, Max Flusher, best known for Popeye, Betty Boop, and Bimbo the dog. Huh, wonder why I've never heard of Bimbo. In this short, Bimbo is being tempted by a cult, but don't worry, he only gives in when he realizes his pursuers are bangable.
Yes.
Nice. Following up on Betty Boop, let's have ourselves a frolic in the inner circles of hell. And there's always time to make for a catchy little number. Jesus Christ, on a mountain of ice, look at that cold shoulder. But nothing tops Swing You Sinners, a cited source of inspiration for Cuphead. It starts out innocent enough with King Fuckboy Bimbo going for the haha I'm gonna steal this chicken gag. Well, you done did it this time, Bimbo, and no penitence is getting you out of this waking nightmare. This cartoon continually escalates the fuck meter as it shifts from an eerie cemetery choir of sin shaming to a jazzy nightmare mind melt. Just take a look at these final scenes.
You're at the end of your rope, so just give up all hope. When you will stretch you like a giraffe, maybe what you would have. Just give up your laugh. When you
Yeah, I'll stick to my Saturday morning cartoons. So, does Cuphead perfectly embody these cartoons of old? Hell no, and that's a good thing. Don't get me wrong, I had a blast watching most of these, but I think the final product is better off dodging any of the, kinda racist stuff or all the sexualized 1930s ass play that was so prevalent. What they did capture is the ball-busting, painstaking practice of frame-by-frame animation, only deviating from traditional methods in the coloring. There's so few entries to compare with in this achievement in video game animation, and it really is in a league of its own. So the game. You play as the Cupper brothers, which consists of the degenerate gambler Cuphead, along with his cowardly player 2 Mugman. They find themselves in quite the pickle when they default on their souls and become bounty hunters for Satan to protect their own necks. Ah, a tale of self-preservation, already immensely relatable. The game mostly consists of the brutal boss fights along with run and gun platforming levels and my personal favorite, the aerial assault battles. Not to mention a few ghost busting missions on the side. Now, the thing to keep in mind when starting out Cuphead is to realize you are no cup, for the contents of your vessel are garbage, and therefore a trash can makes you. Gain comfort in the dark embrace of Lady Death, for she will become your muse. Projectiles will quickly begin to occupy your screen until you are desperately bobbing, weaving, dashing, screaming to no avail. The trick is not to become so reactionary to every object in motion, but focus and anticipate on the actions that will cross your path. Which leads me to my Xander Talent tip of the day. To find true balance in tranquility and vigor, take equal parts Monster Energy Drink and your favorite drowsy flu medicine. Stir with your finger and you've got the elixir to achieve the higher plane of awareness you're gonna need. Now keep in mind that candles are not optional. What we're trying to accomplish here is to invoke the wrath of the old gods. This tip was brought to you by Assassin's Creed: The Mummy Returns. Assassin's Creed, I still need to play the first 9. Woohoo! Get that pussy shit out of here, Mountain Dew. I got your gamer fuel right here. While you have the option of taking the challenge on alone, there's also opportunity for some couch co-op. See how co-op mode played out? I invited my friend.
And now welcoming Sean Smith.
Oh, God. No.
Something like that? Yeah.
Oh, man. You want to do a run and gun?
Oh, do we have to...
Yeah,
in the run and gun?
It's a run and gun.
Run and gun.
Whoa! You can change to your homing also. If,
It's like so fucking condescending. We can just stops, huh?
It just drops on you. I feel like it's not authentic to warn you about what the enemies do. No, don't worry about me. You're gonna win, okay? You're near the end. You're so close. Nice. First try.
First try, easy.
Is this game even hard?
Yeah, it's cake.
It's for kids. Look at it. This is for kids.
This is a child's game.
Look at the cartoons.
Why am I playing this child's game? We're going on this boat.
That's where the Toad Boys are.
Toad Boys?
The Toad Boys. The Toad Boys 2. Some legends even speak of a Toad Boy 3rd.
Stretch you like a...
Oh god, and it comes right back. Oh.
Man, you're really making it hard to save, huh? I'm gonna go in the Toad. Yeah, let me go in the Toad. I'm in the Toad. I'm in the Toad where I belong. Cool.
You weren't feeling that one?
I was gonna take you to the shop.
The kid?
No, not buy the smoke bomb, buy the scatter shot. Buy what? You got 31 coins. Just fucking spend that money.
Go here. I have no idea what to expect. Oh my god, that was a quick one.
Okay, watch out. He's on to his next one.
At least we died together.
You may think co-op would be easier, having twice the firepower and being able to revive fallen allies. Don't. The boss's health scales up, and the extra cup on the screen makes it that much more hectic.
Dude, get out of my way. You're blocking me or
What do
something.
you mean blocking you? There's no collision. You get out of my way. Oh, nice save, man. No, it's okay. I'm gonna save. There are great moments to share with a friend where you're barely scraping by, relying on each other for resurrections. Jesus. Oh, it's coming up. Oh shit, man. God damn it! Oh
Look how
no!
close you were.
Ah, we beat him.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we
It does
did.
not fucking count.
Let's go to an easier one.
No, fuck
We're
you.
going-
We're still gonna win this.
I'm not looking at that hourglass again. Beat the carrot. God.
I haven't moved from the spot for a long
We're
time.
crushing it, my friend. Alright, jump. Getting better.
And let's hope I'm not getting fucking worse.
There's no saving it now! Oh, we got him. Oh, look at it.
It's an equal team.
Whoa, what do you mean? You died right at the end. You did great.
I don't want to be coddled, alright? I
So-
did crap, and I deserve to feel like crap.
I wish there was a damage meter so I could see how much more damage I did than you. Is that what you want to hear?
Yeah, that's what I want to hear.
3 of your lives in the span of 10 seconds. Did you see that? 3 of your lives.
That's what I want to hear, yeah.
Is that what you want? No?
Yeah, you really helped.
Well, I gave that a try. Back to the guest roster for the next game. Along the way, you will be going up against a unique cast of foes. Each boss visually stands out from the other along with a diverse set of attacks and a twist to the level design within the arena. One thing they share in common is that they're all going to kick the piss out of you. Huh, well, that was rather quick. Near
Ooh, I hate
garbage.
myself.
Time to beat alive.
Save
What a
me,
time
Sean.
to beat
Damn it.
alive. Oh, bullshit. Ships are just narrow goals. Scoot, scoot! It doesn't really matter if it's the dragon or the sea witch or the tutorial. There are moments in this game where you realize this is impossible. And your frustration just boils over, and you shut the game off, and you realize you never fucking needed cups in the first place. Get them the fuck out of my house, I'll drink from the sink! And there you are. You're just laying in bed, staring at the ceiling fan, waiting to die. In and out of consciousness, visions of your failures wash over you, realizing you shouldn't have doubled the cold serum. What would you do, Cuphead? I need your guidance. Show me. That's right. You did it for the money, financial gain. Without finishing this game, there is no YouTube channel. There is no compensation for adverts on my tens upon tens of new subscribers that don't use ad block. Oh, Mugsby, what have I done to you? Let's get you patched up. There we are, good as new. With a new sense of misguided determination, I got back to where I left off. Make good use of the shop to access new weapons like shotgun, aim assist, this one, ball, and the godly Mega Buster. There are also upgrades to equip, but to be honest, I mostly switch between the smoke dash and the extra hit point. Customizing weapons and upgrades becomes paramount in the takedown on certain bosses I otherwise struggled with. I do, however, wish there was an option to change your loadout within a level, as to avoid the loading screen. I think this would have encouraged players to experiment even more with different combinations, but this is a minor gripe. At Cuphead's core, it's perseverance, applying strategic builds, and learning the boss inside and out that will see you through. The final moments against my fight with the devil had me sweating bullets, but honestly that was probably just an NyQuil withdrawal. I need help, and people may feel differently about this. I never felt that the game was truly unfair to me. When I got damaged, it was due to my own ignorance of the attack patterns, or most likely my failure to react properly. There is no outdated finite number of lives or continues bullshit that cheaply increases the difficulty and length of the game. A crutch that a lot of old school titles used to rely on. Hey, whoa, put the pitchforks down, along with the rose-tinted glasses for a moment. This is less of a criticism of retro games and more of a praise for Cuphead's own implementation. I think it's so difficult to get a game this hard, stay this fun. Trust me, I still love those games. Growing up, some of you looked up to Hulk Hogan, or maybe you had a fat head of 98 degrees on your wall. I had my 8-bit boy, Mega Man. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend that Mega Man would not have benefited from a checkpoint style system like Shovel Knight. When I use a weapon type that completely melts a boss in fear of having to repeat the stage again and again, a lot of the challenge and thrill to experiment is lost, and therefore the reward. Hey, would you look at that? They got Dr. Wily in this game.
Come and get some, Eggman!
Doesn't look like Eggman to me. I think
that's the Chaos Emerald!
I just could not do it. I'm already hitting past the 10-minute mark, but I wouldn't be able to forgive myself if I didn't talk about Cuphead's music. Just as much praise for the animation should go to these amazing jazz ensembles. I had every right to grow tired of the soundtrack upon try after try, death after death, but it was just so damn infectious. No expense was spared in the production, and it is definitely worth a standalone listen to appreciate its intricacies. There's a sweet xylophone solo and fiery frolic, the big brass band jams in Marine Corps, my personal favorite, the samba-infused Floral Fury. But the catchiest tune goes to this guy.
I'm Mr. King Dice.
It doesn't matter where I was. Out getting groceries.
Don't mess with King Dice.
Picking up the kids I don't have from the ex-wife that never left.
Don't mess with me.
You even think about messing with King Dice? I don't understand. He told you about 10 or 20 times. That's on you, bud. Cuphead just oozes polish with great game mechanics and top-notch atmosphere. The variety-rich 2-minute battles is part of Cuphead's secret to staying frustrating but accessible. Don't get me wrong, this game is tough, but I highly recommend players to push through because the ultimate reward is an immense satisfaction. In the end game, you have the option of playing Expert Mode, where attack patterns are remixed and sped up. And for the sickos out there, you can attempt an S ranking by taking no damage and filling the requirements on a boss. But fuck that. And scores be damned, nothing can take away that wave of bliss after conquering a boss for the first time. I definitely think in a few years' time, once the hurt has subsided, I will be back to Conquer at Expert Mode. So who do we have to thank for this gem? Why, these guys, the Moldenhauer brothers, and the backbone of MDHR Studios. Thing wouldn't exist if they didn't take the leap, quit the job, remortgage the house. But there's another party I would like to give a slight nod to. Microsoft. Oh, put them down! Just fucking listen for a moment. The fact is, the scope of the game we got today would not have happened without Microsoft's resources backing up the project. Yes, the game is exclusive to Xbox One and PC. Yes, it was not out of the goodness of their hearts, but for profit. But they were able to give MDHR the resources and promotion it needed to succeed, and then promptly fuck off. No meddling with the studio, inserting microtransactions, or overinflating price tag. It really is a win-win for everyone, and I would love to see more investment go into these talented indie dreamers so they have the platform to shine. In a world where local co-op is becoming a rarity, I love that it was present here. And I really had a lot of fun with it. Because there were so many highlights during my co-op romp with Sean, I decided to put together a Let's Play style video for those interested. So wrapping up, this was my first video, and I learned so much from all the bullshit mistakes I made, and trust me, I've got my own criticisms on this first entry. but I would really love to get your feedback. And I've already begun working on new content, so stay tuned if you enjoyed this one. Well, that brings me to my final say on Cuphead, and I would have to give it a rating of...
this smash. All the girls can't be beat like this. Few times been around that track, so it's not just gonna happen like that.